Hello, it's me, Drift, bringing you another shipbuilding video. It's been a while since the last one, and much has changed. Let's start with the basics. Weight is still a factor, but in a different way. Before the 1.0 patch, there was less enemies and no walls. So a light, fast ship was optimal for traveling. Now there are some obstacles to consider. If your ship is too light and flimsy, you will struggle with the bosses, and the walls will blow your ship around. If your ship is too heavy, it'll be crazy slow. And then will be an easy target for a boss.
Okay,
Look at that shit!
I'm done.
Oh yeah,
Whoa! What the hell happened there?
We're going straight down.
Dude, someone get on the helm? So, there was actually a good middle ground for this. For me, it's around 10 to 12k. Actually, I think the best way to deliver all this information is just to build a ship. Well, rebuild a ship. Here's original Mr. Tank. I was trying a more rapid-fire cannon build, so I built the ship with extra panels as padding. I built this one with iron and some random materials as a prototype, and then I tested it out before using my good materials that I've been stockpiling. Here's Mr. Tank smoking the first Arbiter. Here's Nurilar and then Shifka. After those couple fights, I could see my ship needed more padding in the rear. For doing the rebuild, I like to make the little makeshift boxes and put them everywhere. Then deconstruct the ship entirely and rebuild it. Other people use 2 shipyards and break down one ship and then rebuild it in the other bubble. I already have a frame I can just edit. You can spend a lot of time here fiddling with it, trying to get everything perfect, but in my opinion, that's just impossible. Usually I have to tweak something later, so right now I'm just trying to block out the general shape. From my testing, the frame seems invulnerable, so use what is lightest. I replaced the wood decks with higher resilience metal ones, so I just use whatever wood I have enough of. I used titanium for the decks because it's strong, but mostly because I have a lot of it from farming and farming, trying to find the flawless titanium. Next, I usually start the core. It's good to know your energy budget, and you really need to register as soon as possible, because sometimes I'm rebuilding on an island with no arc, so trying not to die can be a real gamble. Okay, materials make a big difference now. I should probably make a separate video just to go over all of that. But for now, all you need to know is you're going to want copper, silver, or gold for the internals. Zinc actually works really well as a conductor if you are in a pinch and don't have any of the other stuff. The casing should be something very strong, because if your Atlas core takes too much damage, it will implode and turn your ship into a ball. To recover it, return the ball to a dock. There's some ideas on how to do that in my last video about the first zone, if you want to check that out. The pure and flawless versions of the metals are very good now. For example, pure copper is actually better than regular silver. Flawless copper is better than pure silver, and so on. Currently, I think flawless silver is the best for core internals, mostly because I can't find flawless gold. For the crystals, they are color-coded just like the loot. Forged Atlas crystals being white, These are green and sometimes found mining. The blue ones are from a chest drop. And the epic sky crystals can only be found on the sky whale. They are crazy good, and the whale can be rare depending on RNG. So if you see one, drop what you're doing and go loot it. Next, I like to do the engines because they can be very fidgety. The components and material can be different depending on what you were trying to make. I like to make little battleships, so resilience and power are the most important stats. Well, to me. Kaelko spent a really long time on these charts, calculating what's best for what. The best for me is just what I have on hand. I'm always replacing stuff when I get better schematics or materials anyways. When I was making this video, I really liked the Starcasters, but now the God Hand Pursuit is my favorite. I'm using pure aluminum for the casings. The engines will be somewhat protected on the bottom of the ship, so I'm not as worried about resilience. I'm going for weight. I use titanium for the mechanical internals, aluminum for the intake, and titanium for the turbine. I know flawless iron is very good for engine internals, but this is what I had. Next, I try to guess an appropriate amount of wings. They are level 40, so I thought I could get away with just 4. I put these wings perpendicular to the ship, so it will give more stats to pitching up and down. Later, I will add vertical wings to help it turn side to side faster. If you put wings on an angle like this, it divides the stats between pitching and turning. How much depends on the angle of the wing and the wing strength versus the rudder stats. Next, I'm skipping over the inside to make sure the cannons will have enough visibility, and that it is not too easy to shoot your own ship. I'm basically using the same materials but subbing in some iron. I experiment with some things that could be used for armor. Then I have to tweak the frame so the shield will fit. For the inside, it needs a helm and a fuel tank to fly. I need a workbench for ammo and the research table to farm drift. Okay, now I take it for a test flight, and it handles bad, like a brick. So it's gonna need more wings. Now it has 8 wings, 6 for pitching up and down, and 2 rudders for turning left and right. If you are trying to get the max comfort level, you can build a bedroom or a kitchen or something. I just cram some stuff around the helm, so I at least get a little rested bonus. I made a whole video on comfort if you want to see more on that. Alrighty, between this video and the last, you're probably tired of hearing me blah 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 about numbers and nerd stuff. So let's do some ship tours. I got some of my buddies to show off different styles of building. My ships are very practical, so they are probably boring in comparison. I should also point out that I use a separate ship to store all my stuff. They carry everything around with them on their one ship. Okay, let's start with Kelkos. Right away, you can tell that Kelko spent a lot more time than me picking out materials and adding details, like the windows and the way the tables are organized. This first room is more of a breakfast nook kind of thing. Kelko takes us upstairs to a spacious crafting area with 2 shipping containers. Dude's a high roller. Look at that gold furnace. He's got 2 fuel tanks. I highly recommend this because if you lose all your fuel tanks, it'll be a real pain. So it's always good to have a backup. Next we head down to the core, where he has 4 more shipping containers. His Atlas core looks to be made out of Cyborian alloy and gold. I really like this walkway that leads to the pilot's room. You can see he's had little details right here like the ventilation and the wires. If we go up to the top floor, this is a cannon deck. Here we go outside. There's a very nice view of the ship. He did a very good job picking out the little armors and things. Looks very nice. Much better than my little brick. Okay, next let's move to a ship my friend Dan Oil made. It's basically a battleship. Outside, it's just covered with engines, wings, and cannons. Man, look at that monster. He has placed a box here, so it's easy to refill the cannons. Most of the armor is on the front, where all the shots will be hitting. Inside is a little comfort room with a helm. Now, if you've watched my channel for a while, you know that I love this downstairs. I love things that are incredibly cramped and efficient. It's pretty amazing. He even managed to fit a shipping container down here in the corner. And it's just got boxes piled up everywhere possible. I love it. It's so tight and cozy. 10 out of 10 just for this one room. For the last ship, it was easier for me just to join Dead Guy's world. So I'll let him lead the tour.
All right, Drift. Well, welcome to my new, would it be my new flagship or my new cruise ship, the Emerald Beetle?
Yeah, they're the same, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the Emerald Beetle. Been working, on and off for about a week or so on this. Ended up using the long, straight rails. Just it came together perfect. So this is the upper deck, or I guess the command deck. We have the wheelhouse right in here with one of our legacy helms, of course. Everything in aluminum and tin. Whoa,
dude! What was happening? All I did was get on the helm for a second.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't push anything. It started to go down.
That's weird.
Yeah, I just wanted to see the view. Sorry about that.
I don't know what that's. Wonder if that's a bug. So yeah, so this is the pilot room with a nice little emergency gearbox. For everything I need in emergency. Repair tool and.
Does it have the dock stuff in here? Yeah, dock stuff.
And then these little observation decks sort of areas are like the wings of the Beetle, the folded back wings. That's the feel they gave me. Then going back down here to the aft deck, where we have a nice little table in gold.
It's very fancy. Dude, I like all the little accents you have in zinc. This blue, like the lights and stuff, is so good.
Yeah. Zinc I'm liking a lot. I mean, it's not very good as anything else other than decorative, and I guess making composite alloys.
Well, Danka, he puts it in his wings somewhere, and he says it's really good for like the last 2 slots of the wings, maybe. Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that.
A nice overhead. So if you come up here into the captain cabin, don't be freaked out by the giant Nautilus head on the wall.
I think it's really cool. I'm
But
pretty jealous about that.
got our library here. Have our food supplies next to our our little dining table here, and have our nice, you know, grill station out here, also in solid gold. So just a little extravagant. The captain's bed over here with the you know, with the 2 deer, male and a female, both in blue.
The Modus beetles.
The Modus beetles, yes, they're very tasty. Would you like some? I've got a lot of them.
No, I have tons of that shit. Like most of what I do is farm the metals, so I fight like 100 of those things an hour.
And then we go down to, you know, to the serious deck, you know, where we've got our core and fuel tank up here, and a room for that. Really, you can do a lot with this space. You know, right now I've just got a big storage container in here. I found that the wooden ones actually take up a little less space than the metal counterparts. You know, for eventually when I get when we get to the part where you have a loom and everything, I'm probably going to put that in this little section here. And then next you got this is the crew quarters. You know, whoever is taking care of things down here with their own little storage. And then in the back, of course, is where all the magic happens. You know, I've got our forge back here and our research table and the crafting bench and all the rest of my storage back here.
Holy crap, look at all that alloy.
Yes, I have that's because of nines. This is really, the ship is funded by nines. Back when we had that I had a great ship and I lost it because of a stupid bug. So he generously overcompensated me for everything I had lost.
Dude, Nines is the shit. I didn't even like ask him to, to fix my bank ship. I was like, stuff happens, I'll just farm it all again. It's not like I'm gonna quit playing, so. And then I gave him my files just in case it helped him out, and he fixed all that shit and sent it back to me good as new. And I love that guy.
Yeah, so I like to build, so I have unlimited mess around material. Yeah, you don't have to include what's in my boxes. You could just have the boxes themselves.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was just kind of looking around so people can
Yeah.
kind of know what to expect when they farm. Like, you've played a lot, I've played a lot. That is it for this video. I held back my little battleship because it fits the next video better, so subscribe if you want to see that. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good one.